Welcome. Red mic check, red mic check, red mic check. Alfred Palmer in the house. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right now. It's a pleasure to be with you one more time. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, coming back for another part where we're going to talk about that best relationship for women. You see the thumbnail. We're going to get into it. Let's get it. Come on. Well, thanks for joining me again. You know, I've always enjoyed dancing. Even as a 4-year-old, used to dance for my parents and their guests that would come to the house for parties. That's how we make money, dancing. Since then, I won dance contests, won money. It's been a while, but I still enjoy it. I think I always will. But this is about the red mic. Come on. I'm really appreciating you being. I really do appreciate you being here. I really, really do. We want to talk about something today that I think that is very important, and I think that the media had and made, and even some people touting that as far as relationship, they want a relationship that is more of a partnership. They want partnerships rather than as far as defining their relationship. They want a partnership. Because my collar's bothering me. And so I want to talk about that. The last video I talked about the fact that partnerships are not the best means for which a woman should be looking for. Not a woman. Females can do what they want. Who would hear a man speaking to her and into her life would say to her, partnership is not the best thing. It's not the divine universal plan for you. It's not to be in a partnership. Because a partnership means that one person has responsibilities and the other person has responsibilities. And without adhering to those responsibilities, that means that the partnership is broken. That is not how marriage is supposed to be. That is not how marriage is meant to be. That is not how marriage was universally designed to be. And so what I want to talk to you today about this time in this video is, what is that design? What is that design? What is that design that the universe planned for women? Now again, understand that I look at gender binary. I look at it as what we call male and female. I look at it as being boys and girls. We're born as boys and girls. We matriculate and develop into males and females, and further develop into men and women, all things being equal. Now, these areas in which we develop are cognitive, emotional, and intellectual and emotional. It's the developmental process. And this developmental process takes place through our community, culture, and clan, through our family, through our familiarities with people, and with our area in which we grew up or grow up in. So when we look at the idea of, oh, my music skipped. Okay, there you go. So when we look at the idea of what is proper development, we have to look at it from a boy, or in this case, girl, female, woman. And I'm speaking to women. I'm speaking to women. Why? I'm speaking to women because those are the ones that will hear what I'm getting ready to say. So when we start talking about relationships, let's look at it. A relationship. Let's define relationship. It's the way in which two or more concepts, objectives, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. So a relationship is being connected. It means there's the synonyms for it is connection, association, correlation, correspondence. These are it's the state of being connected by blood or by marriage. Okay, so it's important that we understand that there are four kinds of relationships. There's a family relationship, there are acquaintances, there are friendships, and there are romantic relationships. Now, all of these different relationships have different types of characteristics that go along with them. Okay, they all have different characteristics, different laws, different laws that govern them. I'm reading here, and so when we start talking about relationship, there are different types of romantic relationships. There's dating. There's also committed relationship. There's casual relationship. There's casual sexual relationship. There's situationships, right? And we know what that is. So it hasn't been defined explicitly, but it usually means that it's an omission of something, something's lacking, or it's just dealing with a specific paradigm. So let me get my music back because I don't want to change it. And it's ethnic non-monogamy, ethnic whatever. It's basically an umbrella of any relationship where people can have multiple relationships, romantic or sexual, at the same time. Okay, so we're going to edit some of this out, so it's okay. So my point here is that when we look at relationship, there's so many different definitions, and so it becomes important to lay out definitions of terms to better identify what we are, and what it does is it puts boundaries. It establishes boundaries and allows us to not go outside those boundaries to define. We can't go out and grab something and bring it within the boundaries of what our discussion is. We have to stay within the confines, which is difficult for some people. Some people find that extremely difficult to maintain that kind of discipline. So we have to really focus in and help them. because some folks, especially women, have a tendency to be more emotional, and um, that emotionality will take them outside the boundaries and cause them to bring things into the conversation that really have nothing to do with the conversation. So we have to make sure logically we're able to maintain those boundaries and to have a conversation that's going to be logical, consistent, and flow in a logical and sequential way. Okay, so when we talk about the relationship that best fits women, we're not talking about, again, females. We're talking about women. And when we look at women and we look at relationship, the best relationship that that will not fit a woman is a partnership. But what will fit a woman is what we call co-laboring. Co-laboring. Now, being that I've studied in seminary, and a lot of my foundation comes from seminary training, along with my academic training was in the area of counseling and psychology and philosophy. I find it very enlightening that the idea of co-laboring holds with it the idea that, let me see how I can, anyway, the idea of co-laboring continues to hold with it a biblical perspective, a perspective that comes out of the biblical narrative and gives us an idea of the psychology of the mentality of someone that co-labors as which is different than someone that's in a partnership. Now they may sound similar, but they are not. They're not similar, because what the difference between partnership and co-laboring is this. In co-laboring, that means dual responsibility is for the whole and not for part. That's important, because circumstances, situations can affect the whole of the what is identified as being that which we're laboring toward. And so what we have to do is, as a part of the co-laborers, or being co-laborers in this activity called marriage, we're both fully responsible, not partly responsible. The marriage is both responsibilities fully. Some people say it's 50-50. Teddy Pendergrass talked about 50-50 love. No. No, there's 100 and 100. Now, the whole 100 of it is on each person. Now, in knowing that the relationship is 100 and 100, that means that I don't look for fault finding. I look for answers. I look for solutions to the things that we find that get in the way of us being able to reach the goal of what it is that we're looking for and we're looking to do, or within our marriage, within our relationship, whatever the relationship is. Co-laboring brings a different perspective, a different mindset, and a different mentality. It brings a one of wholeness, because in a relationship like a co-laboring, one will lack in areas that another one won't. There will be strengths. There will be areas at times where one will be stronger than the other, and that will have to compensate and hold up the other within the relationship, within the co-laboring relationship. And because of that, because there's going to be times where that one is going to be more effective than the other, we understand that we're moving toward a goal. And as we move toward a goal, whatever that goal is, maybe I'm the stronger one in this particular instance, but the next one, maybe the other person will be. But as long as we reach our goal, it's not I did this or I accomplished that. It's we. And the we is the oneness that we're looking for in relationship. We says that it's not you or I, it's us. Anytime someone talks about I, me, they are not looking at co-laboring. They are looking at us. 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 They are looking they're looking at partnership. And a partnership will always fail. Sooner or later, a partnership will fail. Co-laboring will never fail because laborers will continue to work until they get it right. Don't make me preach now. Co-laborers will work at it until they get it to the place where they're happy mutually over the results that they've arrived at. But partners aren't like that. Partners will quit. Partners will look for greener pastures. Partners will be with you conditionally because they're not really looking out for your best interest. They're looking out for their own. Co-laborers look at it from the holistic part that we have to arrive at the goal that we have set as co-laborers. Well, that's part two. I have another part that I want to talk about relative to relationship that I think some people may find useful. So we'll come back again. But listen, if you would you like, would you subscribe, and would you hit the notification bell for me? Would you do that? I would very much appreciate it because it takes a lot of work to do this. I'm finding that it's taking up more time than I thought it was going to take, but it's all good. So would you reward the work by just liking, sharing, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell? It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Well, that's it for this edition, but we will be back at another time. Dr. G. Alfred Palmer. Peace.